Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Monday, June 13th, 2022. Are we ready for more downside? Yeah, good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Hello, Gavin. How are you? John, how you doing? Joe, Chip, Al, Mai, Steph. Crazy Friday. Man, I'm glad I wasn't here. Just been a long, drawn-out day. Looks like we're down a little bit more this morning. I've already had one email this morning ask me, are we going to bounce off this double bottom? I wish I could say I knew, much less, yes or no. I just wish I knew. What makes a bounce is price, not the double bottom. It's what price does. It's what Gavin and John and Joe, Chip, Mai, Al, Steph. It's the accumulation of traders that thinks that this stock or this chart is worth more money, and it's the accumulation of all the traders out there buying it up, and it's not the double bottom. It's price that does it. So my answer to this is, well, first of all, I don't have a clue because we don't see price, and second, a double bottom is not a reason to buy. It's not. So there's no edge to a double bottom. So we need the buyers. Right now, the 50-period moving average is still trending down. We do have this little line right here that we have seen buyers come in, but until we see those, I don't know that I would bet on it. If we look at the downside, you'll let John says, here, I'll let you go first. Yeah. Yeah. What John says there. Yeah. I'm going to switch to a weekly chart. That was funny, John. I'm going to switch to a weekly chart just so we can see more of it here. We've talked about this before. And while we certainly may have relief rallies, there's no question about that. We're going to have them. It's just the way the market works. But we're not going to have any really good market reversal until we find some really good support. And look where we are here and look over there. Please tell me what there looks good for support. And it just doesn't. There's just no good support right there. However, if we start getting, say, in this area, well, really, I'm going to have to go down there. And let's draw this up. I know that's a pretty big area there. But I do see possibilities of right here, 323. We've got a couple lows in here. You've got a high. You've got that little gap down right in here. So that's some possibilities. To the downside, even worse, maybe down here to 292. So I do not believe this move to the downside is over. However, I do believe that we could see some sort of relief rally. Is it going to be today? Nah, I don't know about that so much. If we look at, what is it, T2122, there we go. Oops, there we go. Is that it? That's not it. He's right. There we are. T2122, you can see that we're pretty oversold here. Let's put a line right here on these bottoms. We're getting in that oversold area. It doesn't mean that we're going to bounce. It may take a few days in here before we get some kind of relief rally. And just because we're down here, it doesn't mean that, okay, start buying things up. I would wait for that price action to tell you that. Wait for this to start moving up a little bit. And then wait for that, wait for the candle pattern. One thing we might look for a candle pattern is take the previous candle. So let's take today's candle. To be bullish in the market, which I wouldn't be just because of this, but if somebody's determined to do that, you want to make sure that we're over the previous candle. That shows the bulls can at least get through the previous day's problems. So we already have today started. We can use today's candle, and then by all rights, we want to use Friday's candle, something above there. So be a little cautious. The market has been down now 1, 2, 3, 4 days, so there is a chance of a little bit of a relief rally. That is possible. It may be just one of those things where we rally up, suck the bottom feeders in, and then they just collapse it again. So let's take a look at, I don't have a lot for trade ideas. In fact, if anybody has anything you want to throw out there, we can certainly look at it. I've got a couple we're going to look at, but nothing worthwhile. Back to this SPY real quick here. If we're looking for shorts, well, with the market being down 1, 2, 3, 4 days, let's think about that 3-day rule. If the market's been down 3 days, careful not to chase. If the market's been up 3 days, or the chart you're trading, I should say, the chart you're trading, be careful to chase, because what you might find is you'll get a better price if we pull up just a little bit and then look for that short. So be patient, wait for your chart patterns, okay? UVXY, on a positive note, for the bulls anyway, UVXY, let me use a different one. Let's use this. There we go. Yikes. Tool. Man, I take 2 days off and everything goes haywire. It's where I left it though. On a positive note, the UVX bulls could not get us up over the 200 period moving average here, and they're stopping short this morning, but today's not over. That's a positive sign maybe for the bulls in the market, because if it does start to drop to the downside, what that might do is lift the market up a little bit for a little relief rally. So I think I'll be watching that pretty closely. On the bad side is if we break out here, then it is just clear as a bell that the sellers have control of this market. Clear as a bell. If somebody's looking for a possible long trade, GLD might be setting up. So some of the golds and silvers might be coming out. And I'm not looking at this today, okay? If GLD can't get above the 50 period moving average and show some strength, I don't think it's worth a tinker's damn. So it's just one that I was cruising through charts this morning. I saw that bullish engulf. Bullish engulf requires positive trading, so over the 50 would make a difference to me. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla's looking short here. So Tesla's been down, counting this morning, 1, 2, 3 days, 3 lower lows, 3 lower highs. Not a very good chart. This part is good. I like that. We've pulled back. That is good, but we totally failed right through here. So we've got a lower high, failed to make a new high, and here we're moving down. We also have a bearish H pattern setting up. And now we're also failing the 500 period moving average. Let's go to that weekly chart. And if you take a look at Tesla right here, I don't see how anybody can look at this as a bullish chart at all. You can see the high. We've actually got, I probably should draw on that, shouldn't I? Let's do this. We've got a high. You can see all those through there as a failed high. And then here's another failed high. We could even put another failed high in there. And this is looking like a failed high. So this chart right now is totally controlled by the sellers. No buyers in there. Looks like they're strong enough to lift us up. They try, you know, they try right through there, but they just can't get a trend going. So where's it going to? Well, the thing to do is let's look for some support. Look for possible supporting areas. And this little doji down here, possible. Here's a little high here, so I'm actually going to drop that down. And here we have this high, and here we have another high. So just under 500 bucks seems a little bit logical here. There's the 200 period moving average here at 398. Not much difference here, just a few pennies actually right in there. So right now, that's what I would look for target-wise for Tesla. DKNG might be a short. Here's going to be one of the problems today if you're looking for a short, because Thursday and Friday were heavily shorted days. The traders out there were in force putting shorts on, pushing the market to the downside. Well, we've got a lot of charts that's 3, 4, 5 days down. Even DKNG is 3 days down. But what I'm looking at is how close it is to the T-line, the trend indicator, and the recent lows. So the problem today is going to be catching any shorts that haven't already gone down too much. That's going to be the big trick. This is one of them that I found this morning that this may have some possibilities because we're still relatively close up into where all this price action is, and may see a nice little dump to the downside. So this is one that's kind of close, possibly. I flagged a couple others. See here, we're getting a little spread out on TDC. If this was to rise just a little bit, that may give us a possible entry. That would, you know, if it just rose just a little bit, that would give us that entry. So I'll keep TDC on there. I've got Twillo here. Twillo, nice little evening star, double top, failed nice. This is definitely going to need a little rise up to give us a good short entry. So if we come down to this bottom, we grab this candle, this bottom here, where we opened up, just a slight little pinch to the upside, that might be a nice entry for a short with about 90.55, probably moving up here, 92.80 as a stop here. Really, that's all I have here today. Stay cautious. If anyone has any charts you want to take a peek at, we have a couple minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be a short morning. And then we can get ready for that market open. Good morning, Gregor. How are you? My thanks. I had a wonderful weekend. Yeah. Saw Jimmy Buffett this past weekend. And really kind of cool. Really was. All right. Oh, Al. Al, what's your question? Make sure you ask a question. Don't just toss something out there. So what is your question, Al, on KR? You know, Bill, doggone it, I fished all day down at Roaring River and didn't catch a damn thing. Not a single thing. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to let it beat me. So KR, is it a short? Yeah, it's a short. We have, let's do this here. You can see the double top up here. You can see the trend. We dropped, we had a relief rally, and we're starting to roll over. Change the color. You see the bearish H pattern on this right here. First target's going to be the 200 period moving average. Here's the thing, thanks, Ed. Here's the thing that I would be a little concerned with is earnings coming up in 3 days. So if you don't care about earnings, then this is definitely a short. If you're somebody that cares about earnings and you would rather not trade through earnings, then I wouldn't trade that. UNG, Al, what's your question on UNG? Yeah, What is your question on UNG? And then after this, we'll shut this down and get going here when the market opens up. Just wait for Al to put your question out there. Is it a long? No, it's not. Well, let me take this back, Al. And Al, we need to work on your questions. Is it long? Is it short? Okay. You need to work on your questions a little bit. I'll help you with that. So let's look at UNG. UNG is in a bullish trend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it viable? Not with my money, it's not. So to be viable, we're going to need to break out right here. We're staring at a double top resistance. You're staring at an evening star setup, and this right here, this non-committal candle right in here has not given any kind of follow through to the long side. So to me, no, it is not a long trade. There's a big difference between a bullish chart and a viable chart, and this is not viable. Okay. All right. Everyone take care. We'll see you on the other side. What is this? About 23 minutes. And we'll get this market opened up. Hey, thanks a lot for being here.